Hi, I'm Wendy Aiken,
I'm Judy Stabile.
And I'm Daniela Wolf.
and we're Waxworks West, a school for the Encaustic arts located between Santa Cruz and Carmel on the coast of California.
We've been teaching here together for several years and have sourced materials from around the world that are now available to artists.
And we all come from different backgrounds. Judy in sculpture, Wendy in assemblage, and I've worked in fiber. We're here to share a few of the techniques we have learned in paper and encaustic. So we just showed you how to apply paint, encaustic paint, to paper. And now I'm going to show you how to apply rust to paper. Rust is one of those absolutely gorgeous patinas for paper. And when wax hits it, it transparentizes, makes the rust look absolutely more gorgeous. And it works on both sides of the paper. So I'm going to show you how to do that. These pieces here have been rusting overnight. So let's see what we've got here. Ooh, loving. It's always a surprise. So there's one, and then the back side. We've got a really good one here. You'll notice that I'm taking a completely dry sheet of paper and I'm going to apply wax to it. And it renders the paper translucent. It's one of the sterling things about paper and encaustic that we all love so much. Et voilà.
I'm trying to be careful not to drip wax over the rest of the paper because all of that will show in the resist. Now I'm going to fuse very lightly while the transfer is still on there. I've got my paper towels handy just in case. And then I'm going to carefully remove the stencil. Now I'm seeing I've lost a little bit of her head there. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Like batik, when you apply your next layer of color, the wax maintains the original color. So I'm going to go over this with a watercolor wash. And we need that to be a little bit darker. So that you can really see the difference in colors. If I leave the beaded paint on the wax and fuse, those beads will still show up in the wax. So I need to make a decision as to whether I want to keep those beads in or let them dry and fuse.
So these are all of the pieces that I've completed during the video. Some of them are waxed, some of them I've left unwaxed so that I can see what the paper looked like before I dipped it. So let's take a look. These books are great to keep in your studio for reference. Sometimes we set a technique aside, we don't do it for a while, and you flip through the book. It's inspirational, it gives you some ideas about what you can do, and it helps you remember the techniques that you learned. The other thing you could do is you can bind blank pages into the book and write down the instructions for the technique. So there we have it. That's my waxing book. Now I've done a simple 3-hole punch pamphlet binding on this. And what I've done is measured in about 1 inch on each side and punched holes straight through and punched a hole in the middle. And I've done a sewing technique and tied it on the inside. You can do this technique so you can tie it on the inside or the outside, but my preference was to have it inside. I'm going to show you how to do it on just plain paper so it'll be easier for you to see. And I am by no means a bookbinder. This is just a really simple technique that anybody can do to bind your sample book together. Down through the outside hole, and then I'm going to wrap it around underneath the thread on the outside. I'm going to cut the thread, pull it tight, and tie a surgeon's knot, which is thread over and under, and it'll self-tighten. Clip it off. That's how we do it. It's really simple, and anybody can put together a sample book. Here's my finished product, a sample book.